Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how to sew your limbs to your amigurumi. Here's my amigurumi, it's my pinky bear, and he has legs like this that need to be attached that are open at the end. And he also has arms that need to be flattened before they're attached. Here's one of the legs. I want this join to be at the back of the leg, so I'll need to turn it before placing it like so where I want it to be attached. I've got my needle threaded with the long end of the yarn, and I'm going to sew through these loops here on the outside and attach those to the stitches I can see on the body. So I'm going to place my needle under one of the stitches and pull it through, and then I'm going to work around the leg, working through those outside stitches that you can see. Pull your yarn through each time, and once you've made a stitch, find another one on the body, push your needle through, and then work through the outer stitches on the limb. So I've sewn all around the outside of the leg through all of those outside loops. What you need to do now is just to test all the way around to make sure there are no gaps. If you have got a gap, it's not a problem, just make another stitch. Now I need to attach the bear's arms, and as I said before, these need to be flattened slightly before sewing on. When flattening the limbs, I prefer to ignore these outside stitches and leave them unworked and use the inner loops instead to attach them. So as before, position your limb in place. About there should be fine. Then begin making your stitches. Work through a loop on the body, and then work through one of those inner loops of the top stitches on the top of the arm. Carry on across the top of the limb in the same way, a stitch into the body, a stitch into one of the back loops of the limb. Once you've completed the top of the limb, it's time to flip it over and to work the stitches on the underside. This time you're going to work through the outermost stitches and attach those to the stitches on the body. So make a stitch into the body and then one of the outer loops that you can see of your limb. Now carry on in exactly the same way across the bottom of the limb. Once you're finished, as before, check around the limb to make sure there aren't any holes. When you're happy, you're ready to fasten off. Fastening off is easy. I always prefer to knot the end of my yarn so that the limbs don't come loose. Find a stitch under your work where it won't show and thread your needle through, pulling it almost all the way. Then take your needle and go back through the loop, pulling it tight to form a little knot. Now it's time to get rid of the yarn end. It's very easy, just poke it through your work and out through the other side of the body. Pull the yarn tight as you can and snip away that end as close to the body as you dare. And that's it. It really is very easy to attach any limbs to your amigurumi. My book, Beginner's Guide to Crochet, is available for pre-order now. Don't forget to look at my blog for lots of patterns, tips and tutorials. And if you fancy trying something new, then why not buy one of the patterns from my Etsy shop? See you again soon. Bye!